People are generally inspired by different episodes and events in life, and those instances could either bring out the best or the worst in them. In our next story, we hear from a retired High Court judge who was motivated to go to the secondary school in order to use what he calls a transistor radio. According to him, the first person in his community to have gone to the secondary school came home using a transistor radio, and that for him was a magnet. On my story, His Lordship Justice James Benson shares his motivational journey from Wusuta in the Volta region with GBC News. A story from grass to grace.
Justice James Benson, retired, was born to a blacksmith father who manufactured cutlasses, hoes, and repaired guns, and a food vendor mother who sold kukunte and soup. He tells GBC News that he was the first in his family and the second in his village to have gone to the secondary school. Through what he calls the grace of God, hard work, discipline, and personal conviction, he was able to gain admission into the University of Ghana to study law. After becoming a lawyer, life smiled on him and he was called to the bench and subsequently ended up becoming a justice of the High Court in Ghana. But Justice James Benson tells GBC News that the urge to go to secondary school was to enable him use a transistor radio. This is because the first person in his village to have gone to secondary school in the 60s was the first person in his village to have used a transistor radio.
There was nothing seriously like, oh, when you go to school, you become somebody. No, that wasn't the edge. Let me tell you this funny story. There was a man in the training college then. Anybody who had gone beyond basic school then, we call it is attending college. He had a small transistor radio, which he put in a small bag and always hang it around whenever he was in town. I admire him so much, and the edge was that when I also went to secondary school, by all means I'll get small transistor radio, which I admire that thing so much.
Justice James Benson, retired, tells GBC News that for the first Wusuta boy in the community in the Volta region to have made it to the top came with a lot of determination and sacrifices.
One day, the whole day, I couldn't get any food to eat. So I decided that, why should I continue suffering? I better go home. The aim was that I should go and farm, join some of my cousins who were then at farm plains doing farming. But on a second thought, I said, would that solve the problem? Unless you are here reading law. We were called to the bar on Friday. The following Saturday, we were to have the call dinner, 400 cedis, all cedis per head, because I couldn't get the money. I couldn't attend the call dinner. And to be honest with you, during my schooling, tertiary education, I couldn't attend any university function. I couldn't go for matriculation. I couldn't go for graduation because I did not have any presentable dress to wear.
But some of those challenging moments were going to fortify him in his future life. He recounts how he narrowly escaped entrapment of investigators of one of the major exposés of the investigative reporter Anas Aremiyawanas on the judiciary in 2015.
I believe I was also set up, but I didn't get into the trap. Oh. What happened was that I closed from court about 2 o'clock. Then a lawyer told me that somebody was looking for me. Who is that person? So the man behind me. I said, oh, gentleman, what's the problem? I said, I want to see you. Do you have a case before me? I said, no. Any of your relations? I said, no. I said, okay, can we go to my office? Yeah. When we got to the office, he mentioned a police officer's name. And that name sounded quite familiar to me. He said he sent him, so he would like to call him for me to talk to him. So he called him on his phone, and I got a phone. He mentioned his name. It's Superintendent so and so, and that the man before me is his cousin. The son was involved in some stealing case. He was convicted by the circuit court. We learned the appeal has come to you for hearing. So he would like to see you. I said, then I turned to the man. But I asked you earlier whether you had a case before me. He said no. In the meantime, he has introduced himself as Reverend Pastor so and so. I said, I asked you this question. He said, I had nobody, no case before me, not even a relation. Now it turned out that your son was involved in a stealing case. He was convicted, and the appeal is before me. I don't entertain people who have cases before me. So we will leave my office. Then he put his hand in his breast coat, pull out money. That was 1,000 CD, 10 CD notes, 1,000, 1,000. He said, oh, something small for you for petrol. I said, hey, you call yourself a pastor. You are coming to give me money to influence me to handle your son's case. It will be a very good news for the news, newspaper companies, and to be very interesting to read a reverend minister bribing a judge.
His Lordship Justice Benson is retired from the bench, and he tells GBC News he lives a life of fulfillment, being surrounded by family. He had a word of advice for this youth.
No job or profession in this world, how do you call it, trade in this world, so far as you are earning your living from it, don't feel shy about it. Yes, there was some time past, even my first year in the university, early in the morning, I'll help my mother prepare the kokonte. We'll stay in the night up to about 11. I'll stay with her to prepare the soup. And then my other siblings were very small, prepare the soup. Then in the morning, about 3, 4 a.m., I'll help her to prepare the kokonte. Then about 6, 6:30, we'll enter the town. I'll carry the bowl of kokonte. She will carry the soup. We'll go around to sell. By 8, 8:30, I'll join my father in the workshop together with my junior brother to work. That was how life had been for me during my teenage days.
His Lordship Justice Benson thanked some individuals and personalities he came across in life who helped him rise to the upper echelons of his profession and achieve the ultimate. Definitely a narrative of inspiration by retired Justice James Benson to spur us on to achieve and live our dreams. Reporting for GBC News, Gifty J, Accra.